Hello guys, I'm here. I just got back from seeing The Invisible Man, which was written and directed by the great Leigh Whannell. You may know him from starring in and writing the first Saw film. This is his third directorial outing, the first of which being Insidious Chapter 3 and Upgrade. This movie, I reacted to the trailers, and I gotta say that I thought that the trailers gave a lot away, and it appeared that they did give the entire progression of the film away. But that being said, there is so much that it did not show that left so many twists and surprises throughout the journey, which blew me away. I wasn't sure the trailer at least presented an interesting reinvention of the Invisible Man character, the monster, whatever you want to call it. And this, I thought it did it in an interesting way, so it piqued my interest enough. But I didn't expect to be blown away by this movie. This movie was really freaking good. All of the performances were spot on and expertly handled. This is the most real I've seen people handle this type of situation. Elisabeth Moss in this, who plays our lead character, is so good, unbelievably good. And I know something I learned here before actually putting this review together is her and Whannell actually collaborated a lot throughout the journey of writing the script, even editing certain things and molded the character together. So there was a lot that made that really real. There's a lot of elements in this too, aside from the science fiction that is what, the focus, the Invisible Man. Aside from all of that, there is a lot of themes in here that are handled way better than I've seen them done in any other attempt or outing, to a point where it's kind of become like a trope. This sort of journey of being a victim, the domestic abuse, trying to get out of that relationship, the survivor's PTSD that comes with that. It's all done really well in this. The support structures, the supporting characters in this movie are also fantastic. Aldous Hodge and Storm Reed, who are this father-daughter pair that is helping Elisabeth Moss through her journey, as well as her sister, who's played by Harriet Dreyer, is done really well. Everybody feels so real in this, and everybody is just fantastic. I don't think there's any point in this where I didn't feel like I was watching a movie. There's also, the movie is very steadily paced. It takes its time. The first 2/3 of the movie is very deliberate, and there's maybe like one or two things that happen that I would consider, or I think some people might consider, a jump scare, but the rest of it is really just slowly building up your paranoia as this woman is being tortured psychologically. There's not a lot of nothing really physical happens for a long time in the movie. The third act is when things kind of get a little bonkers, as you see in the trailer, and it is so well done and built up and earned throughout the entire journey to the end. It's such a great payoff, and I think they handled pretty much all of the arcs, the setups, the pacing, the sound design is really good. The way they do the camera work, considering one of the characters in the movie is not actually on screen, there's a lot of play with angles, depths, perceptions, and stuff like that that is handled very well. Just so good. I feel like this movie surprised the crap out of me with the level that it goes, and they cover all their bases as far as some plot points. There's only like two things that I can pick out that I was just like, I feel like we got a little bit close to suspending the disbelief a little bit, and that's not even with the science fiction part of it, or the supernatural part of it, or the monster part of it. It's with like the how the world works kind of stuff, and I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't want to get into any spoilers, but it's just like, you got right there, but you still had me, movie. This movie was tense. It had me paranoid throughout the journey. But just you're feeling every moment, and you are going on this journey with this character, and they just, I don't know, I can't really say with anything about this movie without spoiling anything, but the effects are really great. The motivations are real. They are some of the things that happen are just visually well done, just perfect. And I don't know. I don't have any faults with this movie. Like I said, there are some minor nitpicks I had that really I could just be like, I don't know if would that happen like that, but I don't know. It's just I don't have anything that I could tear apart about. I think every aspect of this movie was really good. It was tense, it was thrilling, it had moments of being scary, but in a very kind of real paranoid kind of way. Not like a, oh, this thing is unstoppable, this thing is jump scare, it's supernatural. It's not. This is I heard someone say that's it. There, you kind of have multiple types of horror these days, and two of those seem to be like the popcorn stuff, the stuff that just gets you into theater, and it's just scare, 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 scare. Like a lot of the Annabelle stuff, a lot of the other films that are coming out here recently that just are not that great. And then you have art house horror, like movies like The Lighthouse, like Midsummer, stuff like that. Things that are more paced and spread out and earned and built up. And that this movie combines those in such a it blends the two together and creates this perfect balance between those types of horror, and it works. I didn't expect to like this movie. I expected it to be at least okay or at best pretty good, but this movie was really great. I liked it. I loved the characters. They were all endearing, relatable, real. The approach to it was just well crafted, and it just makes me more excited to see what Leigh Whannell is going to do from here with directing, writing. I mean, writing, he's had this down for a long time, and just kind of seeing. I'm definitely going to be watching his progression more closely. And I haven't seen Upgrade yet, and I've heard there's some things that I've noticed from the trailer as far as the way that some of the action is directed and shot, that you can definitely see the parallels, at least from what I've seen of the trailers for that movie. But it definitely piques my interest to at least check that out. But it shows that I think that he's definitely growing, evolving, and he's got a point in here. And this definitely wasn't just something that was cranked out by Blumhouse, like they do tend to do because they just churn out these horror movies that are low budget. They make their money back in a weekend or two, and they can just keep them coming. This was not low effort. This was well thought out, well crafted, and I loved it. I would definitely go back and watch this again. I might be overselling this. Again, this is just my opinion on the movie. It might completely be different for you if you see it. But I'd love to know your thoughts. What did you think of about the movie? If you've seen it, let me know down in the comments below. We can have that conversation after the video. And thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this video, if you like this review, feel free to support the channel by liking, commenting, subscribing. And I've got a lot of other things here on the channel as well. TV show reactions, reviews, all kinds of stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, go ahead and check that out. Thank you guys for tuning in. That will be it for this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.